Hello 1009, welcome to the start of the semester. This video is going to give you an overview of the course site. Of course, as an online course, you're going to be interacting primarily through this site. So it's important to know where to find things and how the course site is structured so that you know the general overview of the course and what's due from week to week. I will be giving you a broad overview of the course site, and then of course, we're saying the word course a lot here. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available by email, which is posted on the course site. But let's start by going to the home page. I'm going to zoom it down here. So I'll go back to the dashboard so you can see how to get to the home page to start things. Your dashboard will look like this. All of your courses will populate your Canvas dashboard. I teach a lot of 1001 and 1009 courses. That's why I have a lot of these. Your specific course is called 1009-090 Fall 2018. You'll open this up. It will take you to the course homepage. It will look slightly different than mine because I can see more features than you can see as a student. But in general, it looks very similar. You have up at the top some important links to key documents in the course, including the syllabus, the schedule or calendar. This link will take you to the modules. As you know, this course is structured on a week-to-week basis. We also call these weeks modules. So every week is a different module that we cover a different subject. I'll talk a little bit more about the structure of that in a second. We have the lab homepage. This is where all of the lab activities from week to week are listed. So if you want to know what's due for the lab, go to the lab homepage for that week. This is an important forum. The course Q&A is where you can ask me questions about the course. Anything you have related to the content or the structure of the course, please post your question here. Keep in mind that other students can see it, so it's beneficial if you post questions there because presumably other people have the same question. But if you have something more private you want to ask me or specific to your grade, you can always just email me directly. I respond to both of these as soon as I can within the same day. Team forums are for you and your teammates to discuss your assignments. Help is more general questions related to either Connect or the core Canvas. If you have technical issues, definitely reach out to IT at UMN, help at umn.edu. They're very responsive and helpful in terms of technical issues you have with Canvas in general. And then announcements will take you right back up to the top, because everything I communicate with you in this course from this point on will be in the announcements of the course page. So check this frequently, because any updates to the course, assignments, labs, anything will be posted there. As we scroll down, you'll see my contact information. I have office hours by appointment. I encourage you to reach out to me to set up office hours. I like to talk to you. It is one of the highlights of the teaching. And as an online course, I don't have that as much opportunity, of course. But, you know, it's beneficial for you to get feedback from us about what you learn and what you understand and don't understand. So reach out to me as much as you can with questions related to the course. The same goes with our TA, Sinai. We're both here to help. So don't hesitate to utilize that resource. And then before you get started in the course, there's a few key things you need to get done, including setting up Proctorio on your computer. Proctorio is the remote proctoring service you're going to be using to take the exams in the course. To run it, you need the Chrome browser. You want to register with Connect, which is an online tool that we'll be using to help learn the material in the textbook. It's a guided interactive assessment tool that will kind of take you through the textbook and make sure you understand what you just read. General questions about online courses can be found here. You'll definitely want to take a peek at this and see it's very useful references, how to work in a group, how to utilize online resources. Definitely check it out. And then finally, the most important thing you need to do before the class starts, you need to take this orientation quiz, because once you to unlock the rest of this course, you need to pass this orientation quiz. So read the syllabus, check out the schedule, peruse this online guide, and then take the orientation quiz, because it references information from all three of those sources. And then finally, if you complete this pre-quiz or pre-course extra credit survey before class starts tomorrow, we'll give you extra credit on your final exam score. So definitely do that. All right, let's look at the two major aspects of the course. We're going to start with the weekly module. So every week is a different module that covers a different subject. They're broken into 3 broader units. Unit 1 looks at the fundamentals of life on Earth. Unit 2, biological information and growth. Unit 3, diversity and sustainability. After each unit, we have an exam. The exams are not cumulative, except for the final, which has 8 questions that cover units 1 and 2. The rest of the exam covers only unit 3. Let's follow one of these links to see what the structure of each week looks like. So I call these modules, that's what Canvas likes to call them. It's basically a contained unit that runs the span of a week. Weeks in this course run from, they don't run from Sunday to Saturday. In our case, they're going to run from Tuesday, open on Tuesday, and on the following Monday at 10 p.m. For the first week, we have 2 modules. Module 0, which will introduce you to the course. This includes several small assignments that you need to complete over the first week that relate to introducing yourself to your teammates and familiarizing yourself with online learning. These include introducing yourself on Flipgrid, reaching out and communicating with your team to set up a schedule of who's going to be the team leader from week to week, and setting up online tools that you'll use to communicate and work on assignments, including a Google folder, and setting up a set of team norms. Module 1 is broken into 3 parts, and this is true for all subsequent modules. So Module 1 is really reflective of how all the rest of the modules will look. You have your first, the particular subject of Module 1 is biology and the basic chemistry of life. You're going to start with learning materials for that week. That typically includes an overview video that I post kind of detailing the material for that week. You'll want to start with your study guide and use that as the scaffold to do the following reading exercise. So in this case, you're going to be reading chapter 1. So it says lecture videos and slides. Those are no longer part of this course. Those are outdated and will not benefit you. So what you want to do to study for this course is take the study guide and use it to guide how you focus on different subjects in the reading. So the reading for Module 1 is Chapter 1, 2, and 3. That's the most reading we ever require for any given module. Most of the modules require 1 or 2 chapters, not 3. For each chapter, you have to complete an online assessment on Connect. It's also called Learn Smart, and like I said, it's an interactive quiz. You click on this link and it will take you directly to the Connect website. It's seamless and will report back whatever grade you get on that assessment to Canvas. It's pretty slick. That's an individual assignment. You complete that on your own time over the course of the week. The other thing you need to do for the week in terms of learning activities, so you have your learning material. This is what you're going to be learning. Here is where you actually start to do your basic learning. And the way I suggest you do this is to do the reading and the Learn Smart activities first. Then you go and you work on a set of questions with your team that comprise your team's homework assignment. It's usually between 9 and 12 questions a week. The way it usually works is you divvy up the questions amongst your team, bring them back together, and discuss your answers to make sure that everything, that you all are in agreement with the answers that each of you provided. Everyone is responsible for making sure that homework assignment gets submitted. It's not just individuals' responsibility to do the homework and submit it. The team leader is typically tasked with submitting it, but everyone is responsible for participating. And then finally, you have an individual quiz that you need to complete by the end of the week that reviews the material that you learned in the reading and the homework. Every week also has a lab component, and I'll talk a little bit more about this when we go to the lab page, but they're also listed in the module on Canvas. In this case, it's Lab 0, and it will list the specific activities that you need to complete for that lab that week. There are, in this case, 2 activities, Task 5 and Task 6 of Lab 0. More information about each of those is provided on these links, but in general, you have sort of an introductory learning material section, a learning activity section. This is the bulk of your individual and team homework. And then you have a lab section, which includes both individual and team activities as well that you'll need to complete for that week. And then at the end of every week, we ask you to do a sort of summary assessment of your material, What did you learn? What didn't you understand? And what might you do to improve? This is a chance for you to kind of check in with yourself, kind of think about what you really got and what you didn't, and for us to give you feedback. So we check these surveys at the end of the week, and we look at what most of you didn't understand, and we try to address that going forward. So they're a really useful tool for us to provide feedback, which is not we don't have in-class opportunities like we do on an on-campus class. So this is really our chance, my chance, to kind of help guide your learning in this course. So definitely take those seriously. So that's the structure of a module from week to week. Let's go back to the home page, which is here. If you click home, it'll take you to the home page. And let's take a look at the lab home page. So here's one link to it, another link. They'll take you to the same spot. And this lab homepage is structured on a weekly basis. They correspond to the modules that I just showed you. And it's basically reiterating the same information for the lab exercises that week, but in a little more focused way. So if you hit expand all, it will show you what lab you'll be doing that week. It will give you a link to the specific lab manual. It will list the to-dos you need to do to complete that lab for that week, and then it will list the assignments for that week that are also due. That's true for every module moving forward. So you can use this site, the lab homepage, and the module homepage to kind of structure your weekly assignments and make sure that you stay on task and complete everything that's due that week. Of course, if you have any questions about what's due any given week, please reach out to me ahead of time. I'm more than happy to help accommodate you if you reach out to me before something is due. If you do it afterwards, it's a lot harder to kind of go back and adjust. So other major parts of the lab course page that you need to be, the course page that you need to be aware of is the discussions section. This will take you to the course Q&A and the team forums in general. The grades page will take you to the grade book and allow you to keep track of what grades have been submitted and haven't. And then the people section. The people section will tell you which team you're in. So if you click on this, there will be a BIO1001, it will say teams, not groups, but it will tell you, if you click on that, it will tell you what team you're in. And you want to start getting in touch with those people right away, especially in the first week, because you'll be working with them throughout the course. So that is the summation of this video. Of course, if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you online.